Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, here with co-founder Auston Troyer, CTO. For the weekly group call, Q&A is about to go down. Anybody have any questions, please use the raise hand feature and we will get to you. It's a very exciting time in my life right now. I am consistently losing weight. I am feeling great. And I just wanted to share that with the platform that you could be unfocused in one category for years, and all of a sudden you get locked in and things just start happening. They don't start happening by accident. They start happening because you're actually putting in the work. So, if I can, pass along any of my, good feeling this evening to anybody on the platform that's struggling with weight loss or staying focused on your speaker goals or whatever it is. It all happens to us where sometimes we feel like we're not locked in and things may be going slow. However, if you're focused and you're moving forward, then your goals are going to move forward. And well, however focused you are, that's exactly what you can expect out of your goals. If you got a little bit of focus, you can expect a little bit of progress. If you're really, really locked in and you want it real bad, then some other things, new level experiences start to happen. So, my wish for everybody out there is that wherever you are in your quest to go after your goals, that you are very, very locked in and you start to gain a lot of traction. Now is a really good time, even if you hadn't, started planning for what your goals were going to look like for 2021. So you don't have to, make up some type of falsehood for your New Year's resolution. We still have plenty of time for the rest of the 2020 campaign to just, clean up some stuff that you know you needed to be working on. Go into 2021 with some momentum. It's still time to do that right now with your goals. If you have something that you want to focus on pertaining to other goals, it's never too late. It's never too late. And sometimes we beat ourselves up. Sometimes we feel like we're off the mark because we just haven't put the effort into it, and we all feel like that sometimes. However, what I would say is that no matter where you are with any of your goals, we all experience things. We all experience like pain. Sacrifice is about pain, and sacrifice comes in all different kind of shapes and sizes. Sometimes I want to say shout out to a lot of people on our coaching platform, whether or not you're logged in or not. I just talked to one of our coaching students today. He got in a car accident, and you know he the first thing I did when I talked to him, I was just calling to check on him, and he said, "Hey, coach, I just wanted to let you know, man, I'm still thinking about my homework." And see, it's dedication like that that reminds me. It's inspiring to me that a lot of our coaching students are sitting in the hospital bed, bandaged up, beat up, recovering from surgeries, getting ready to go through surgeries. And I feel special because, sometimes I'm the person that they talk to before they get put under. I'm the person they get talked to when they're getting their arm wrapped up. It's just really amazing how, when you got a goal that's stronger, it's bigger than you, and your desire, that desire to get on that stage to speak is so powerful and it's so strong. Man, I'm not the only one that's not going to let people stop me from accomplishing my goal. I'm not the only one that's falling off the wagon. I'm not the only one that's, letting a little bit of doubt creep in their head every once in a while on despite of being so positive. So listen, we're all family. We're all in it together. It doesn't matter where I am in my process with my goals or where you are with yours. It's all still a huge undertaking. And the more that you're locked in, the better you're going to be able to fight those demons when they try to get up on your back, when they come visit you late at night, they come creeping into your room. You know what I'm talking about. We all have that happen to us, and that's okay. So I just want to send out an encouraging word for everybody as I, finish up my monologue, before I start getting into some questions. And good evening to everyone, by the way, that's on our platform. If you haven't showed up in a while, hey, yeah, that's okay. you know, it's all about the good thing about the modules is that no matter where you are in your life, you can always jump back in the video modules. You can always feel free to reach out to me and Austin. We aren't going anywhere, and we are here to provide that consistent level of support. So, you know, with the challenges that we face, remember that it's still plenty enough time in the year. You cannot eat the whole elephant at one time. Break it down into small size chunks, and you too can still excel with your speaker goals. So tonight, anybody have any questions? We're going to go right to that with any specifics that you have, any concerns that you may have, you know, while you are cycling through the modules, if you are looking at homework assignments, if you are, whether or not you're waiting for feedback, or whether or not you got feedback and you got to go back in and work on some other stuff. Listen, enjoy the process. It's a beautiful thing. Vernon King, Austin, I think we see Vernon. We got our first question here. Let me see. Vernon, what's going on, boss? Good evening.
Good evening, Coach. I hope everybody had a great day today, had a great weekend since the last time we've actually talked. I called you the other day, and I was sitting here puzzling my brain about why I called you, but it just came to me.
Okay.
On the website, when we get ready to, how should we label the tab on the menu button? Should it be labeled as speaker info kit, or how should we label that?
Austin, can we do a screen share real quick to answer that question?
Yeah, what do you want to screen share?
Just can you go to the template that we have that you have set up for him in module 5? He's asking about the tabs, the way the tabs should be set up. Vernon, are you talking about an existing site that you have, or are you talking about using our template on our platform for your website?
Well, I've actually been working on actually building the website.
Okay.
I haven't seen the template that you all have, so that would be good for me to see at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. That and that's why I told if you could share that and just go through the tabs and the things that he's supposed to have on the website. Yeah, Vernon, a lot of people on our platform, they choose to use their own website. Some people, they need when Austin pulls it up, you see how simple it is, and you're going to see that it's not that many tabs. And the reason why it's a one call to action, Vernon. And the reason why we do it that way is because now, Vernon, I want you to hear me close. I'm not talking to you like I'm your speaker coach right now. Okay. I'm talking to you like I'm the conference coordinator that has a check in my hand for $5,000+. I'm paying you as a high fee speaker. When I go to your website, I don't need it convoluted with a bunch of other stuff that you do. A lot of people on our platform, they're very multi-talented, like me and Austin. And they are coaches. They run a consultancy. They have maybe another side business is already making them money right now. But when you get your speaker business set up, you got to have a separate speaker site with one call to action. Remember, Vernon, I just want to go to your website, man. Just check out your leadership topics. I don't want to go there to see that you repair credit and you got two or three other businesses. All it's going to do is distract me, and it's gonna get in the way of the main thing. You are leading me to your site so that you could put all your credentials in one central location and make it easy for me, the target buyer, to do business with you and teach me how to give you the money. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir. Teach me how to give you the money. I like that.
You see, that's what you're doing. That's what we teach you how to do as speaker focus. So when Austin pulls up the template, he's going to show you the buttons on there that you're supposed to have. So take a picture of it and look at it, because I want you to keep your site that you're working on with your web developer, just keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah, Vernon, what I would recommend doing is just going into week 5 of the program and go to the video training titled Building the Conversion Infrastructure. And I go through in detail how to actually set up the website and what each of the parts of the website means. So I'd recommend doing that. Even if you are building yours, you can see our template as an example for inspiration, and just base it off of that. I'd recommend doing that.
That sounds cool enough.
You got it. So
yes, sir.
that'll be even more detailed. That way you can take your time with it. You can slide the menu bar back and you just keep going over and over it. This is the beautiful part about the modules, ladies and gentlemen, is that you don't have to sit around and wait for the Monday group call. You don't have to wait for a support ticket to get answered, because I can guarantee you, and listen, we don't mind answering the questions, as this is why we have the weekly group call, and this is why you can submit a support ticket. But like, for those of you who just like, you know what, I'm not going to wait on Austin and Kevin, I guarantee you the answer is right there in every one of those modules. If you just go through there and search for it, boom, it's there. It's there. Or you can always submit a support ticket and say, hey, I'm looking for this specific piece of information. What module is it in? And we'll shoot it right back over to you. This is the beautiful part. When you have a growing community, we're able to service more of you faster because of the video modules and the online platform. We had to get it away from just being about me spending time with the student and them scheduling time with me every so often. When you go inside those modules, you can binge watch it. You can, for those of you who are like really going about it, you're aggressive, and Vernon is aggressive. He shows up on the group call every Monday. He's asking questions. He's texting me. He's shooting an email. He's sending his homework assignments back over. It's a constant rotation with the same students who want it really, really bad. Listen, I'm not knocking the ones who are not active every week. There's a lot going on. It really is. And this is why I talk to people all the time. This is why when people ask me in Austin, hey, KTR, what about this? What about that? Why do you think we always tell you, when you focus on one thing, it automatically raises the visibility of all those other things that you're trying to do? Now, watch this. The harder you go, and I see Norma with her hand up, so we'll get to Norma's question right now, as a matter of fact. The harder you go on that one thing, the more time and effort and energy that you put into scratching off everything on the to-do list. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If you're supposed to be going over your signature programs right now, let's just do what we have to do to knock out the signature programs. All that other stuff, and sometimes, all the other questions that people are going to ask us, you're going to get to that in the upcoming modules, but you still got to get done what you have in front of your face first. And I'd recommend doing that so you can really maximize the most out of the program, because we get emails every single day that says, oh man, I looked over module 2 again, and I caught something that I didn't see the last time, and I needed that piece to help me get over the hump. Norma?
Hey, I got one question before we move to Norma.
No problem. All right, Vernon.
That I was wanting to know if you was able to pull that link up that I sent you, the email. You remember that video from it's been almost a little over a year ago now, where I spoke, and I was trying to send it to you, but I couldn't. I found out how to send it to you because it was too large.
Yeah, the file was too large. Yes. You know what, Vernon, I did not look at that, because when I clicked on it, that's exactly what it did. It wouldn't allow me to open it up.
Okay.
So what format is that in? Is that like an MP4 file or something?
No, I sent it out of my files from off of my iPhone. Is where I sent it to.
Oh, okay. Could you send like a Google Drive link or something like that? Maybe we have a lot of people to try to send me videos and the file's too big, or it didn't convert over. But if you have a Google Drive, like you have G Suite, pay like $15 a month or something. They got unlimited storage on a Google Drive. If you send me a link on a Google Drive, I should be able to look at it like that.
Okay, let me work on that.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Thank you. That's all I got.
Well, Vernon, real quick, maybe you could send it directly through my Facebook Messenger, and it may upload there. And a lot of students do that as well. And I may be able to see it there. So if you try that on a fast side till you set up the Google thing, maybe I'll be able to look at it there.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vernon. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Anytime. Norma, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Norma. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing super fantastic. Thanks for the very warm comment that you left on the school platform as well. That's really, really nice of you. What you got out of one of those workshop, those masterclass videos that me and Austin taught several weeks ago. So thank you for that.
Oh, okay. Just now when you were talking to Vernon, you was talking about going to a website platform that Speaker Focus has. Is that correct?
Yes, we would, I believe that was a question of yours as well. And I just emailed you actually today and pointed you just in the right direction. The same question that Verna had. You asked about the website template. That Austin breaks that down in finite detail in module number 5, and he goes over exactly how to get that template set up and put your content on there.
Well, the one that I have, I did it on GoDaddy earlier this year.
Okay, you talking about the yeah. You already had an existing website, so had you sent that over to me so I could take a look at it to make sure it has everything on it that it needs?
Yeah, that was back in June.
I do not recall seeing a link to. Okay, Norma, send me the website. Send me the website link.
Okay, because I need to know what I need to know is it when you're talking about the bullet points and things like that. I think I have like 5 bullet points, and then I hear you say something about 3. So I just want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way.
That's why you should follow the template in module number 5, because it Austin breaks down exactly where your signature programs go, exactly where your testimonials go, where your YouTube video goes for your speaker video demo, where you place your speaker info kit so conference coordinators can download it, and all your contact information. That's
So
that's all that needs to go on your site.
so if I switch over from GoDaddy over to Speaker Focus website,
It's actually called Webflow. It's actually called Webflow. Is who's going to be hosting your site. Austin we just give you a template for the website that you download, and then Webflow, you have to pay like $15 a month to get it for Webflow to host your website.
because when we were talking earlier this summer, and you gave me an idea for a logo. Remember the
Yes, for the heart, with the heart on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there was no place for me to put that on GoDaddy. They didn't have any kind of place for me to add that. So if I go to Webflow, I want to look at it.
There's a place to add your logo. That's on there too.
Okay, because I like that logo idea, so I really wanted to use it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You can get access to the online platform for Speaker Focus, correct? You don't have a login issue.
Right. No, I never had a login issue with Speaker Focus.
Okay, then go to module 5 and look at all the content that's supposed to be on your website.
Okay.
If you're having an issue with your GoDaddy site, you can always call. They have 24-hour tech support. You can literally get somebody on the phone for GoDaddy, and they can walk you through your template and tell you what the issue is. Hey, listen, this is what you need to ask them. I'm trying to place a logo on my site. I don't know where to put that. They will literally open up the template and walk you through it. You log into your account, and they'll show you where it's supposed to go. Now, on our platform, Austin breaks all that stuff down. You're going to know it's a plug and play, Norma. You know what that is? That means you just, okay, he says signature programs go here. You copy, paste all your signature programs, boom, they go there. Speaker video demo goes here. Drop the URL in there, hit save. You should see that video box for YouTube pop up on that template. Your speaker info kit goes here. Plug in the PDF, boom, you see it right under, you see it right there on the website, and then plug in the contact information, so on and so forth, and you're good to go. And your website literally can get launched within hours. Now, if you run into an issue and it's just like, okay, it's still something I'm not getting, then submit a support ticket and Austin will handle it.
Can I, okay, my domain name is with, is under GoDaddy. Can I still use my same domain name when I switch over to Webflow?
Yes, all you're doing with Webflow is in other words, GoDaddy is your hosting company right now. So Webflow would be your hosting company that you would be paying to host your site. GoDaddy may have reserved your domain name, let's say like normanchappelle.com, through GoDaddy, but all you're going to do is put the URL in there on the Webflow template. What's your domain name? You're going to plug that in there as well. And then boom, your website domain is active and it's good to go. Now, again, if you run into a technical issue with, hey, my domain name is not connecting with my Webflow, and we get little questions like that all the time. Those are easily fixable. Austin will answer your support ticket and tell you exactly what to do.
So I want to make sure I'm not paying two companies. So when I switch over to Webflow, then I can keep GoDaddy for the name, domain name, but then I can let my website go on that end. Is that correct?
Correct. You do not have to pay. You don't have to pay two hosting companies. However, some people have GoDaddy products that they like. I'm not knocking GoDaddy. A lot of people reserve their domain through GoDaddy, or Google Domains is the one that we use because everything with us is Google and technology. So we just like it better, right? But you still probably gonna have to pay a bill because you reserve your domain name with GoDaddy, and that bill's gonna come every month. But as far as a monthly hosting, no. If you give a Webflow, you pay them for the hosting. You do not have to pay GoDaddy anymore. It's two separate things.
Okay, because I got a lot of things I'm paying GoDaddy for that I really love, that I'm gonna keep that there. But I'm just talking about
Yeah.
putting my information into the website where it's correct.
That's what
I'm looking for.
Norma, that's the reason why you need to follow module 5, because
Okay,
Austin makes it so easy to you're gonna see exactly where you're supposed to put everything, and then there won't be any questions. You see?
Okay. All right, I'll do that then.
Now watch this. When you get there with the when you get to module 5 and you look at it multiple times, really understand what he's asking you to do, and then go there and execute it. If you have an issue with executing it, submit a support ticket and he'll point you in the right direction. It doesn't take long to get the website up at all. Okay.
Okay. All right then. I'll work on it this week. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay, Troyer, who else we got coming up, bro? Hey, everybody saying good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. Let me see. Okay, Norma, if you could mute yourself, please. Okay, Norma's muted, Vernon's muted. Okay, thanks for the reminder. All right, let me see. And Norma, real quick, Austin, put the direct link to building your website right there in the speaker focus chat box that you can go directly to. You can go directly to the link that Austin just put in the chat box to get to the spot where he tells you how to build the website on our platform. All right, let me see. Okay, any other questions for anybody else? Let me see. And Norma and Vernon, please put your hands down. Norma and Vernon, please put your hands down. Let's see, we got any other questions for anybody else? Okay, well, if nobody has any more questions, we're gonna wrap up the session. And we knocked out 2 questions about websites. If anybody else has any questions, I'll wait. I'm going once and I'm going twice on anyone have any specific questions about where you are with modules. Wait a minute. I think I might see somebody that has their hand up. Wayne has his hand up. All right. If there's no questions tonight, we're going to keep the session short. But if there are questions, this is what we're here for. Okay, Wayne is on. Wayne, unmute for me, please. Somebody, there we go. There we go. Hey, Wayne.
Coach.
Hey, man, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Just wanted to know if you got my homework and if it was what you asked for.
Yeah, it's absolutely what I asked for, and I'm putting the finishing touches on it by Wednesday. I think I sent you an email today about that.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
we're all good. Hey, Wayne, the pain and nightmare of the signature programs is about to be over, bro. Yeah,
well,
man,
you know,
it's about to be over. We got to get ready to get on the other side of that so we can get to your sales tools.
Well, I overthink some stuff, but you know, I'm thinking it. That's all. I'm just trying my best to make sure I don't leave any holes. Trying to learn how to say a lot of things with just a few words, but you know, that's where I'm at.
Okay. Hey, listen, you know, one of the things, Wayne, you know, a lot of times I remember when, you know, really early on in my speaking career, you know, I just lacked the poise and the polish and professionalism. And, you know, I'm high energy anyway, you know, but back then, man, I could literally take off like a rocket through the roof, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to control it, you know. It was just blind fury, just all over the place. And I didn't have anybody teaching me, and I used to overthink everything. And I did, you know, and that's why when I talk to the people on our platform, and you know, they're like, wow, you know, it's like you're right there where I am, because I've been there before. Like if you're gonna serve other people in this business as a speaker, and I'm not even talking about me being a coach right now, you know, you really got to get yourself in the audience position. Like you got to, in some way, when you know, Wayne, when you saying, hey man, I overthink it, I know what you're talking about. Like, and this is why that happens because, you know, sometimes you try to reinvent the wheel and take the long route when you don't have to. But see, that's a habit that you can break by saying, okay, think about it, Wayne. Every time I ask KTR and Austin a question, they always have the answer, right?
Right.
Every time I get stuck in the jam with things I needed to grow my speaker business, I can always go back to the modules. Like I can always email Kevin. I can always email a support ticket to Austin. See, when you realize that the information's there, number one, you feel a lot more confident. Number two, Wayne, I can guarantee you this, bro. Once you go through the process of, when I send back your signature programs, first of all, you're not even going to look. You're going to say, did he send my homework out to NASA so they can help do it? It's not going to look anything like when you send it to me. But what you did was you finally got the thoughts out. And then when I read over it, I'm like, okay, now I understand how he feels about these leadership topics, right? You got your ideology and your approach out, which is great for me because,
Right.
you know, Wayne, I'm skilled enough. I could write everybody's signature program from the ground up. And some of you would love that because you don't have to do the work, but then it would be like cheating. You at least gave me the ideas. Now I can say, okay, now I know what he wants to say. Wayne, this is the guarantee that when I send it back over to you, and if you ever have to write signature programs again, and the fact of the matter is, Wayne, is that we grow in our speaker business.
Right.
And our, you know, we grow and our processes get better. Some of the speakers go back in. I've revitalized my signature programs many times.
Right.
I want to incorporate different things about the signature programs. One thing about it, you will have a template. You will know what the formula is. You will know how the word sequences are supposed to go to write sellable and bookable language. Now, the beautiful part about having a lifetime membership on the Speaker Focus platform, because Wayne, I'm going to live forever. So you can ask me questions 5, 10, 15 years down the line. Hey, coach, I got a brand new signature program, man. I need you to check this out and then send it back over to me. And I guarantee you this time when you send it to me, you're not going to have to overthink it.
Right.
You're not going to have to sit there and ponder over it, because when you read it and you start memorizing your signature programs, when those words get inside you, Wayne, it's like medicine, bro, and it's healing. So now you're going to say, okay, now I know, I see what he tried to do. And it's going to click and the door's going to open and you're going to say, coach, I got it. Now I know what the struggle was all about. And you're not going to have to struggle like that the next time. You got it?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I got it all out. And remember, I mentioned to you about how you reminded me, even you mentioned it back to me one time when I was telling you about how I believe everybody's got that fastball.
Yes.
And when that thing is on, can't nobody hit it.
Mm-hmm.
See, the audience that I'm reaching out to, the conference coordinator that I'm reaching out to, they have people sitting in their audience. Many of them have children or husbands or wives or family members that are struggling with some kind of life controlling problem. Okay.
Right.
If you'll look at my material, you'll see that a lot of the things I'm putting out there, I have come through those and successfully have overcome those.
Right.
So I got my voice coming out of that is going to communicate to them that they can too. Okay. And so that's the point I want to get across to them. But, that's what I'm throwing at them. Okay.
Got you. I love it. Yeah. You know what, Wayne, what you just described to me was what your job is to be a speaker. Remember, we probably talked about that in the in the very first session, that, you know, when you create these signature programs, and, you know, Wayne, it's amazing how much the topic comes up besides the other thing that's more important than your signature programs would be lead generation. Obviously, you know, attracting the conference coordinators, doing sales every day. You're supposed to be spending the majority of your time doing that. And Austin breaks down the growth engine in module 5 about where to get these conference coordinators from. See, this is why we created this platform, is because all of the questions that speakers have about, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? This is a really big struggle that speakers go through with. They don't have an organized message, or they don't know what they're going to say with their topic. So now that you do understand that you're going to relay that message of every good pitcher has a good fastball, you know, and you're gonna tell them about your testimony, and you're gonna tell them about your life experiences. But your job is 3 main things when we're on that platform. It's the only reason why the conference coordinator wants to hire you. 3 main reasons: because you're helping their audience achieve key takeaway strategies. You're giving them something they can take away home with them. Implementation is critical. They need to be able to, like, Wayne, when you're speaking, when you're on the platform, they need to be able to, like, they need to do some mental framing. They need to see what you're saying. You're going to see a lot of people shaking their head, or they're going to be taking notes. That means they can actually see the strategy that you're teaching to them actually work. Then you're going to help them achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. So there's a whole reason why they even came in to take your course, whether or not it was mandatory for a corporate event, or whether or not it was they paid to register to come see your seminar or your workshop. Doesn't matter. You have another professional in the audience. And Wayne, I like the fact that you've been taking these signature programs serious. Because if you don't take the message serious, listen, forget about the lead generation for a second, because that is without a doubt the most important piece after you get your whole business built. But if you don't have a message to sell, it's like having a McDonald's franchise and you're not in there selling hamburgers or French fries. What you gonna sell, Wayne?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a message. You listen closely out there now. You got people, they're talking about how this pandemic has got people depressed, got people discouraged, got people back on drugs that were off drugs, people back on alcohol, they're off alcohol. Yeah. You know, there are all kinds of like, in certain situations, people they what do you call it? They default back to old habits and so on. And so that's where a lot of people are trying to function from now, you know. And so what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to communicate to them is going to help them bring them out. And a lot of conference coordinators, they're seeing their staff, they're seeing the people that they have to deal with, they're facing these things.
Correct.
You know, they're trying to jumpstart these people, get them back in the game, you know. So that's what I want to bring in there.
Yeah, that's a good thing too, Wayne. Is you know, to keep the conference coordinator in mind. And you mentioned, you know, we have a lot of mental health professionals on our platform, and, you know, they bring a lot of awareness to what's happening with the pandemic right now. And it has, you have businesses where, like me and Austin, we're very fortunate where our business has tripled throughout the pandemic. And I would just say this for anybody that, you know, because I talked about this, you know, during my opening comments. You know, when you're walking in your purpose and you're living a life of fulfillment, like there's no drug that can make me feel the way I'm feeling right now when I'm helping somebody. You understand?
Right.
That's very fulfilling. Like, I just feel full all day long. So it's very difficult for negative BS and any other outside negative influences to come into my positive space with all of these good things that I have going on. See, that's very, you know, that's very minimalistic. Every once in a while, you know, I'm very careful with my energy, who I associate myself with, people I have in my house. All of that stuff is important to me because I don't want that disrupted. I got enough I have to deal with learning all these new technologies that I have to keep up to stay competitive in my space and to stay tops and dominated. So So this is how you let depression come in there. This is how you let negative stuff, because you allow it in there, or you don't, the stuff that you have going on good, Wayne, is down here, and then the negative stuff overtakes the good stuff. So what do you think is going to happen? You're going life, listen, anything in life you do not meet with greater or equal force, it's going to steamroll right over top of you. And a lot of us get steamrolled because we're not focusing on our vision and our purpose. Man, I'm so full of passion. I don't have time for, anything else to creep in there, man, to try to rob me of my joy. So it's not going to happen.
Well, Coach, I'll tell you this: you just need to know, man. You've been a stabilizing factor. You and Austin have been stabilizing factor in helping me stay focused. That's been one of my weaknesses, allow myself to get distracted. But I'm glad you're there with everything that you're offering, man. Yeah,
you're very welcome, Wayne. And we appreciate your effort, man. One thing about you, you're consistent, and you're not in the get distracted club by yourself. Or everybody in the world has to deal with that. I have to struggle with that every day. But again, me having a regiment and me sticking to a routine and me having a full calendar and me knowing what I'm supposed to do, doing those blocks of time, it helps out a lot. And then I just, whenever I'm done for the day, I just pull the plug. And then I know when I'm on my time, I just, relax, get in my massage chair, do what I have to do, man, to maintain some peace. And that's it, man. It's time to get some rest, and it's time to do it all over again. So this is why we're here, because a lot of times, a lot of people, they don't have the consistency to move it forward. They don't know how to be consistent. But man, one thing about it, you show up. You show up. It doesn't matter. Wayne, you've been
I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
Infections, all of that, and you still in the game.
Coach, listen, about a week or so ago, I went to this fitness store looking for a treadmill.
Okay.
And I seen you sitting in a chair. You did a shot on, I guess it was Instagram or somewhere. They had one of those chairs in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, this is what this guy got.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Wayne, listen, it helps with my relaxation therapy. Listen, man, it's brutal over here, bro. I need that chair.
Yeah, you absolutely do, man.
Hey, Wayne, I'm always intense all the time, and I'm high energy, man. And that's why I got the chair, because it helps me relax. And anything I can do to help me relax, like that's why I exercise and work out and run stairs and all that, man, because it's rough, man. And I need that release. I need that pressure valve, because you just can't work all the time. And that's something I had to learn as well. You just can't be trying to get money, man, and be successful and not eat right, not take care of yourself. I was all out of whack, about 2 months ago. I went to the doctor. I turned it all around. So Wayne, we all have categories in our lives, including myself, where we got to step up our game, man. And when it comes to speaking, guess what? I may have it all together over here, because we have a program and the system to follow. But believe me when I tell you, when I first started out, I was making every single mistake that all of you are making right now. And I'm just happy I'm here to help point you in the right direction and save you some time.
Well, again, thanks. And I'm not going anywhere, man. I'm going to walk this thing out. It's going to happen.
I don't expect nothing less.
Beautifully it's going to happen.
And watch this. When you start booking high fee speaking engagements, I'm going to pay for my own ticket to fly there and sit down in the front row and see you. All right. You got my word.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely. And the stake is on me.
Okay, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, man. Anybody else with questions? This is the reason why you walk in your purpose, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reason why, when all the work is said and done. Wayne, don't forget to put your mute back on, please. And anybody else, take your hand down, and I believe you, unless you have another question. Wayne, put your hand down, please. I still see your hand up, Norma, if you could put that down. And anybody else that have a question. Okay, so we are strictly focusing on questions today. And okay, I can do a form. All right, no problem. Let me see. One hand. Got it. All right, I did it. Okay, we are strictly focusing on answering questions, specific questions tonight. If you have any additional questions, I'll be more than happy to get to them. If not, I'm answering questions going once. Okay.
Coach.
Yes.
Who
was that?
This is Vernon.
That's Vernon. Okay, Vernon, talk to
I,
me.
I think tonight I have discovered why you are the #1 speaking coach in the industry.
Okay. What's your observation?
I heard you singing at the beginning when we logged on.
Hey, look, man, I was catching up on some paperwork on my MacBook, right? And I was singing because I forgot about the Thriller album from Michael Jackson, and I heard "The Girl Is Mine" on there, and that's one of my favorite songs from that album, right? Along with PYT, and there was another song on there. But man, look, man, I'm singing all the time. When I'm on my Zoom sessions, even for students that haven't come into the program, they catch me singing when I admit them into the meeting. And man, that's one of the things just about feeling good, man. Singing makes me feel good. And I got something inside of me. I'm always smiling. I always feel good. And man, let me tell you something. With everything that's happening in the world right now, Vernon, you make me feel good when I talk to you, bro. You're always up like that, just like a lot of people on our platform, man. You got life inside. You're supposed to share that with other people. That's not yours. That's not yours. This isn't mine. I'm supposed to share this gift with other people. So thank you, man. Thank you for that observation and that comment. Thanks.
Yes, sir. I would like to share too with those who maybe still trying to put together their signature program.
Okay.
For me, everything now is flowing out of everything that we put together. So to me, the signature program, I won't say was the hardest part, but it really lays the groundwork for everything else to kind of flow, from your thoughts to ideas. Everything now is just flowing from my signature programs and that mainstay headline.
Yes, sir.
So that's something to keep you rooted and grounded and focused. I believe that's the foundation to everything that we're gonna do from there. So if we stick to that, everything else really has been a breeze so far, other than just staying out of my own way and out of my head. But everything else just staying consistent. Everything is flowing from that signature program.
Yeah. Well, Vernon, thank you so much for that. Again, that's the observation that, that a lot of the students understand. And, this is the reason why when I was writing the curriculum, Vernon, I couldn't write the curriculum from the top down. I had to write it from the bottom up. I had to go back to where I was when I first started in the speaking industry at 18 years old. What was I lacking for the first 7 years of my career? I had no structure, no organization, no real topics other than I could get in front of people and just run my mouth. And the day I found out that you're actually supposed to have some topics, the day I found out, Vernon, that you actually needed some structure to your message, I ran into a person who had been speaking a whole lot longer than me. And they did me a solid by just telling me that they told me I don't have any focus. They told me I don't have, like I have to break the news and give some tough love to people. I do it every day. I do it every day. But I remember when I was there. So what I did was I said, bro, you can't write this curriculum from the top down. Like, okay, you got all this money, you had all this success, but I also had a lot of pain. And nobody made it easy for me. I had to fight for every single level that I came up in this business. And I'm thankful for it, man. I'm thankful. So when me and Auston were sitting down, we were talking about what we were going to bring to the marketplace. What kind of product did we want to design? And, when he asked me, obviously I had to rely on him for the technical expertise because I didn't know how to execute that. He did. And he said, okay, well, hey, bro, what's that going to look like? And I started working on the curriculum. And I said, okay, now, what I was thinking about to myself was, I said, what are the key things that I'm missing if I had to start all over? See, this is what the coaching industry was lacking, right? Not really paying attention to the pain that the people are sitting in right now. You invested in yourself and you invested in Speaker Focus so you can have less pain. I talked about that with every last one of you before you even joined the coaching program when we were on our strategy call. You knew what I was talking about. I was talking directly to your pain. You either didn't know how to organize the message or you didn't have a topic. or you didn't have a website, or you didn't know nothing about sales tools. You didn't know nothing about lead generation, nothing about managing the sales cycle, nothing about managing social media the right way, where you would be delivering a message directly to the conference coordinator and then delivering value to them. All these little nuances and idiosyncrasies that make the speaker business work. These speakers, 80% of the speakers on YouTube, man, they don't know anything about this stuff because they're too busy trying to floss and flex being a motivational speaker. I know what it looks like because I used to do it. That's what happens when you don't know, you don't have a blueprint to follow. So I said, okay. And to Vernon's point, and again, Vernon, I appreciate that you got it right from the beginning. See, that's why you jumped in there and knocked out your signature programs, because that's the foundation. If you don't have a message to sell, it's like you own a retail store, but you don't have no clothes inside. You don't have nothing to sell. You own a franchise, a burger or fries and shakes, but you don't have no inventory. You think people are going to walk into your store and buy something from you? No. And the speaker business works the same way. You have nothing to sell unless you get those signature programs correct. And why do you think sometimes now, tonight I'm a little bit more subdued because Austin came up with this new strategy, and it is literally made my calendar impossible. So I literally have to manage my energy, because for the rest of the week, it's going to be brutal like it was last week. So I'm trying not to get overly excitable with anybody tonight. And I'm just trying to be consistent tonight so I can conserve my energy, because all my vocal cords been doing is just vibrating for like 14 days straight. Okay, so I need to take a break and I need to take it easy. So remember this, is that I built this curriculum and I designed it in sequential order so you would have the best opportunity to have success in the speaking industry. That's why I focused on the signature programs in module 1. Everybody, I get passionate, I get excited when I'm helping you with your signature programs. And I take your personal responsibility to go over everybody's word sequences who sends me their homework assignment to make sure it's done right. Because when it's not done right, and you get out there and the conference coordinator goes to your website and they start clicking around on your leadership topics or your empowerment topics, and you don't have sellable and bookable language, then it's going to be that much harder for them to book you to speak. So that's why we start out with that strong foundation. I don't care how hard it is for you. You need to reach out to me as much as possible until you get past your signature programs. I mean, I see many people in the chat box right now, signature programs were broke down. Now their signature programs are fire. When you send them to me, that's what's going to happen. Listen, no matter how many words I have to modify, change, clean up, it's all so that those word sequences look magnificent to the conference coordinator. Because at the end of the day, that's all it's about. It's not about me. It's not about what you think. It's about making yourself attractive to the conference coordinator so she or he can give you the key to unlock that gate and put you in front of their audience. You got to get permission from the conference coordinator before you get the booking. And if you don't do what you got to do for them, we want to give you leverage. And that's what the signature programs do. You don't have to do any talking, no explaining, no nothing. Just follow the system. And then when you take that system to the market, watch what happens. Watch what happens after you learn lead generation. Watch what happens when you start filling up your CRM and you got 25 to 50 coordinators. See, you can't see that right now. See, you can't see that because you don't understand. Wait till you get to module 5. Oh, that's how it works. Oh my God, that's how it works. And then when you actually build a system, and Norm, I'm coming right to you. You got another question. When you build a system the right way, and then you start getting on the phone, talking to conference coordinators, and you're sharing that feedback. Oh, KTR, I talked to a conference coordinator the other day. The system works. Yeah, I've been saying that right from the start. Just stick to the plan, everyone.
Coach, mentorship is wisdom without the pain.
It's wisdom without the pain, yeah. And guess what? You still got to go through a couple of hard knocks out there, but it's going to be a whole lot less, Vernon. Whole lot less. And that's what we're here for. We're happy to take that pain away from you.
Yes, sir.
All right, boss. Norma? Norma, can you, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Norma, you had another question?
Well, a comment.
Comment. Okay, sure.
Oh, last week, I mean, I've been doing this ever since November or December, January of last year.
Okay.
And I was just going. And I got this fire. And I looked and said, I really haven't done that much because all I'm doing is listening. And so when I went and got the information from one of the programs that you did, and I
One of the master classes, one of the master classes on
one of
Monday.
the master class, and when I listened to that again, and I wrote down practically every single word you said,
Mm-hmm.
and I see so much that I was missing because if you know, I listen on Monday, then I'm busy through the week, and I listen on the next Monday. So what I did was last week when I went through it, I was doing everything that you said. Like I went and got a CRM.
Okay.
I went and got that, but I got it from HubSpot, which is free.
Okay.
I went and got that. I went and got something else. Let me see. It was a couple of things that I went and got, but I'm still listening to it and I'm typing it up. And I said I'm gonna make a folder
Mm-hmm.
to keep everything in, kind of like I can't remember what it's called. It'll come to me later. But I
Mm-hmm.
just want to say we go so I'm glad we're going fast, but I got to slow down so I can catch up.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, because it's a lot. It is so much and it's so good. It's good stuff,
Thank
and
you
I
so much.
I
Thanks, Norma.
really appreciate it. And then that Fiverr,
Mm-hmm.
Fiverr.
Yes.
I went there, and that's where I got the 911 logo that you were telling about the 911 logo, where I can get somebody to actually do it.
Correct. Correct. And they will
Uh-huh.
turn it around for you relatively fast, Norma. If you don't have a graphic designer out, listen, a lot of people on our team, they are very talented. You know, they're like me. I've been a graphic designer since since 1984, right? I learned graphic design when I was in high school, when I was in the 10th grade. And but I'm an artist by nature. I'm a fine art painter, all of that kind of stuff. So I was always artistic. I was always in control of my brand because I always was sitting there playing around with graphics and to design them on a high level. But let me tell you something. I am not a graphic designer like you would see on Madison Avenue. There are some really talented next level. And let me tell you something. If you're creative and you have a high power program that you use, some software that you're using, your graphics. I mean, I make Photoshop look like I use. I make Microsoft PowerPoint look like I use Photoshop or something like that. I just know how to manipulate it because I've spent so many hours in there. But if you are not a graphic designer, and you don't have to be, it's okay. In any business, you are not going to have all the skills all the time in order to execute the task. So the reason why our students are getting some mileage out of Fiverr, and we don't make a dime off any commission or affiliate, no nothing. It's just that we like to keep making recommendations for stuff that works. And also too, the fee that they charge is very minimal, and they will get the work turned around. See, there's talented people out here, and they want to eat. So this web platform made it possible for people to get work done on the cheap, but it's quality. And that way you can get another thing scratched off your to-do list, Norma. So getting back to something else that you said, unless you have another comment or question, you
Yeah.
said
Oh, I'm sorry.
you said it's a lot, right? It
Uh-huh.
is, but this is the reason why I broke it down into little mini lessons. So if you just take it one stage at a time, like Norma, you got past your signature programs. See, watch this. This is how it always is. Norma, and I'm not trying to compare, but I'm just letting everybody know on the platform that this is what happens. Everyone is at a different stage. So let's just throw time out for a second, because some people get sick on our platform. They got to be down for 6 months. They're really not in the, they can't move forward just because they're ill. Some people lost a job. So you got an income issue now. That's difficult to get through. And I'm talking about, we had to go through a myriad of all these things with our coaches too. So if you name it, our students have been through it. Cancer surgeries, lost loved ones, a child passing away. I don't even know how they get past some of this stuff, but you know what? The ones who can really keep their head in the game, Norma, they come back and they say, KTR, this is what was going on with me. I'm like, I mean, I'm in tears right there with them because I feel for the people. This is what we got, a family. And when you're talking about people that have lost their child while they are trying to grow a speaker business, you don't know if they're going to come back and recover from that. So Norma, just like how you were one of the rare students, listen to what I'm saying. Vernon was one of the other ones. Let me see. I got some people right off the top of my head that I'm talking about really had command over their signature programs. When I gave you the template and I told you to write those signature programs, Norma, you were one of a handful of clients ever that I've trained, thousands and thousands of students who sent the signature programs back over. Lisa, I think I see Lisa Willis on here tonight too. Lisa Willis, former WNBA player. Lisa crushed her signature program because see, she had such a strong idea of what she was talking about already before she came in. I remember her texting me saying, the signature program formula is fire. And she took it and boom, she sent me back her signature programs. Norma, it was just like what you did. So you excelled with the signature program, and then you have other students who that's the biggest struggle that they have in the coaching program. And that's the reason why I break every single module is broken down into mini lessons. Some lessons are 2 or 3 minutes, some lessons are 15 minutes, some lessons are 10. You know why? Because I need you to be able to go back over the lesson if you missed something, just like you did with the masterclass. And this is the beautiful part. Austin said, hey, Kev, can you create some master classes? So I threw together some slides and I took a deeper dive into the lesson that's already on the platform. And Austin made them available right there inside of our platform. So you can go back literally. Content, we got all the content that you need in order to go back over it. And Norma, all you have to do is just, I know it's difficult because a lot of us lack patience. So we want to just jump right into the next module. But listen, it'll make it so much easier if you just finish all the lessons in every module and then move to the next one. Finish up the lesson, send it to me, let me check it and say, okay, boom. Now, before you know it, you're into module 5, which is lead generation, building your marketing machine. And then you spend a lot of time there and you say, okay, now I got it. Now I know that organic outreach strategy that Austin talked about through LinkedIn. Okay, I got my CRM built up. I'm getting some leads now. I'm getting on the phone with leads. And now I am positioning my professional speaking services. So now when the conference coordinator says, oh, wow, Norma, we need that topic. We need that topic. An HR director might reach out to you and say, Norma, we need that topic. Okay, now you're not going to be like, okay, well, what do I do now? No, because you finished with sales cycle training and you know the outreach documents to send them over. See, Norma, it's boom, 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 boom. I have to say the same things over because everybody on our platform, whether or not you first started, whether or not you're cycling out, ready to go to the market, whether or not you're working on your signature programs, whether or not you're designing your sales tools, whether or not you're setting up your speaker business, whether or not you're trying to learn how to manage the social media and what to post and what not to post, whether or not you're building your growth engine or whether or not you're setting up all your outreach documents, it doesn't matter. Is that once you get it all set up, it's to make your job easier when you get into the marketplace, Norma. And I don't care if it's 6 months. I don't care if it's a year. Some people go through and they finish up in 2 months. It just all depends. It all depends on how much focus you have and how you can block out everything else in your life. But that's difficult because I know you gotta make money right now. So I said all that to say, I'm gonna be here with you. Non-judgmental. I don't care how long it takes you to finish it all up. I'm just here to ensure that it gets finished. You got it?
Yeah. Well, one more thing.
Michael has a question coming up. Michael, I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Two more things I want to say.
Yes, ma'am.
One is with the master class, what I'm doing is I'm making a standard operating procedure for myself. I'm gonna make a book for it so I'll know, as I go through things, if I need to go back, then I have everything in order. And if anybody come behind me, and when I get help or get a staff to help me, then they'll understand what I'm doing and will operate within the frame that Speaker Focus have put together.
Yep, there you go. And that's smart because, you know, all of you are going to have an expanding team. And it's your job to train up your team so they can go back to your notes. Hey, listen, I've already paid for a course to teach us what to do. What you don't want with your staff is you don't want them making up words. This is why we have a sales script template. Have them go through the same exact verbiage. I'm telling you right now, if you try to reinvent the wheel and do your own thing, you're going to crash and burn. And then when you get out into the marketplace, you're going to say, you're going to come back to me, and I have to do this all the time. Okay, tell me what you said to the conference coordinator. Okay, that was wrong, but go ahead. Tell me what else you said. Tell me what else you said. Okay, did you follow the script? Did you plug in all the answers to the script? No. When you start freestyling, making stuff up, that's when the conference coordinator going to back you up on your heels. These conference coordinators are tough. You were supposed to control the sales cycle, not the conference coordinator. You're going to position your offer in such a way where they're going to need you, not the other way around. Keep this in mind, Norma. The signature programs that you deliver, and this goes for the rest of you as well, you need to understand the value that's in your signature programs. And there's not one other speaker in the world. I could guarantee you the way you wrote those signature programs, you think they're going to be able to go to book those signature programs somewhere else? You can go get another leadership speaker, fine, but you're not going to get those signature programs the way you wrote them. Good luck with that. But Norma, there's millions of other companies that you can find that will hire you for those signature programs. Am I making sense?
Right.
We gotta stop thinking that. I see this every day. We got droves of TEDx speakers coming on our platform right now. These people still don't understand their value, and they're a TEDx speaker. See, don't let the little shiny objects fool you. If you don't know your value, you can have a Mercedes-Benz logo behind you. You can have the NFL. You can have anything behind you. If you don't know what your value is, you're going to let somebody underpay you every single time. And the value comes from the signature programs. And this is the reason why when all you hear me talk with confidence the way I do, and I'm the world's #1 speaker coach, because I know what I can do versus my competition. And you got to know what your competition is. Now, Norma, I've been in the corporate and association space for 30 plus years. No, I apologize. 23 of those 30 plus years that I've been in it. And I'm telling you right now, the signature programs that you've had, I've never seen anything like it. And I got tons of speaker associates and speaker friends that speak about diversity and HR and OSHA and all this kind of stuff. But no, nothing ever been written and heard by these ears. And I've looked at some talented speakers. I evaluate speakers for a living, and I study other speakers. You got something special. And as soon as you realize, when you finish this whole process, as soon as you realize that that's special, that you're going to compensate me properly for my specialness, or I just take it down the block. See, without hesitation. You know why? Because Austin's going to teach you about lead generation, where you're not going to sit around and wait for one company to make a decision whether or not they want to book you to speak. Because I got 30 more people in line that want to book me to speak. How about that?
Okay.
Be confident in that, Norma, and follow the process.
I'm just working it and putting it all together. I'm putting everything together so I can have it together, because I've been going and getting things off my plate so I can work this. I need to work this.
Absolutely.
And I'm serious about it.
Well, I know you. Hey, look, one thing about it, I knew you were serious right from the start, and you put the work in, and you do the exercises, and that's all you have to do. Was that the only question? I think we got Michael. Michael, I'll come right to you.
I have what was my next question? Oh, I went on YouTube and I did look at some speakers, public speakers, and I see exactly what you're talking about. I didn't understand why they were up there talking, because it didn't make sense and it didn't enhance anybody's life that I saw of what the speakers were talking about. And these were the champions, the one who had won the contest.
Okay.
Yeah. And then number 2, my second thing right quick is, can I ask Vernon a question?
You can, Austin, can you put it in the chat box?
Who, my question?
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, you could just unmute Vernon.
Yeah. Unmute Vernon. Okay.
Okay, it has nothing to do with this, but his name is Vernon King. Vernon, do you have family from Chicago?
Hey, Vernon, unmute, bro. Norma, did you hear Norma's question? She want to know if you got family in Chicago. Ask to unmute.
Who, me?
No. I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to ask Vernon to unmute now. See if he heard your question. Maybe Norma. Maybe he stepped away from his computer. Oh, okay. I think
I did.
Okay.
Vernon, do you have family from Chicago?
I do not.
You do not? The reason I'm asking you because my grandson's name is Vernon King, and his dad is Vernon King, and he's from Chicago, and I'm from Atlanta. So I was just wondering if you're from that line, Vernon King. That's all.
I'm not, at least not that I know of. Let's put it that way, because you know sometimes you get to talking, you find out it's a small world.
Oh, okay, but my grandson's name is Vernon King too, and he lives here in Minneapolis.
Well, he's got to be somebody great.
Yeah, he's working on it, and I'm working on it for him too.
Hey, stay on him, Norma. Stay on him.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. All right. No problem. Hey, don't forget everybody. You can I'm gonna mute Norma and I'm gonna go to Michael. Michael's been waiting patiently. Michael, there we go. Unmuted. Michael, what's going on, champ?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic. Oh, Michael, real quick before you ask your question, don't forget, everyone, if you want to chat with each other, you can go right to school and you can ask each other questions right there in school. You can reply to each other as well. You can share information. Don't forget that on our private coaching group, school. Okay, Michael, what's going on?
So you might already have it set up like this, and I'm just not sure. But when I went into module 1, it starts right up with the first video, and then I believe I'm on like video 16 right now, and I would imagine that every module kind of holds that same like system where you open it up and then you go right into the different videos, and then you just hit next and you're into a next video and next. I'm curious to know, when you say go back to a particular module and a particular piece of information, whether or not you have like a contents where you would say module 1 lesson so and so, and then we could go right to it, as opposed to maybe searching through all 16 of, say, module 1 to look back at something like voice and pitch and things like that.
Right. Well, yeah, if you had a specific question, I definitely could, reference the exact point where you are and then just like send you a link so you wouldn't have to try to search for it. I could definitely do that to see where that information would be.
I don't think searching for it's that difficult. I just didn't know if you already had something like that and you could go in a particular video of a particular module that had a title and just go at it that way. But if it's not like that, to just cycle through those videos is not too much work.
Yeah, that's why I broke them up. That's why I didn't make one video an hour or 2 or 3 hours long. That's why they're broken up in those mini lessons like that. So it's easy to slide the toolbar back and just go and run through the information and find out where you are.
That's good. All right, thank you.
Hey, Michael, real quick, how you doing with those with your signature programs coming along?
As soon as I put this call down, that's what I'm doing for the next couple of hours.
All right, my man. Yeah, they're beautiful, bro. You got a lot of great ideas, man. Great ideas. Great talking to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay, man. Yes, sir. Talk to you soon. Okay, we're let me see. Yes. Okay, Wayne asked in the chat box, what is lead generation? So Austin goes over lead generation in the growth machine in module number 5. And or they call it lead gen for short, Wayne, where what you would do is it's where you are. Let me put the lower the hand. So what happens is you have to be able to get leads from somewhere. Every business, the biggest challenge that they face when they open their doors or when they start, where am I going to get customers from? And if you cannot generate leads, prospects, where you're going to get customers from, that's all in marketing. Some people do it through direct mail. Some people do it through digital marketing. Some people do it through outbound cold calling. Some people do it through email marketing, whether or not it's referral marketing. There's all kinds of different marketing. What we've done is, again, we've tested over $30+ million in ad spend. We know that this system that Auston creates generates leads at a high level, not just any leads who would want to book you to speak. And when you start finding your target market, it's literally like taking candy from a baby. The system, and this is the reason why digital marketing in specific works so well, and all these organic outreach strategies through digital marketing work so well, is because you don't want to have to struggle of where you're going to get your leads from. I mean, you could get real specific with this. You know, you could say, okay, my goal is I'm just gonna service Fortune 500 companies. I got tons of Fortune 500 companies. I service the Fortune 100 company. Deloitte is my only client that's in the Fortune 100, but I got tons of Fortune 500 clients. You know why? Because when you start servicing IBM, that's how you pick up a Mercedes-Benz. Then that's how you pick up a Volvo. That you just go down the line. That's how you pick up McDonald's. That's how I picked up Burger King. All of it's an association. I go to a conference and speak. You got 50 people coming up to you after the conference, and you got a stack of cards like this. And you scrolling through the cards, and all of a sudden you start seeing, the stadium manager for Heinz Field, Pittsburgh Steelers. Damn, I never had that client before. And all of a sudden, 3 years later, that's a lead. I got that lead because they saw my services. Well, guess what? When they see your services on a consistent basis, something happens called TOMA, TOMA, top of mind awareness. Many of you still see our retargeting ad from Facebook. Every time you go on Facebook, oh, there's KTR again. There's Auston again, right? That's called retargeting. Well, we are staying in your face all the time. Some people see our YouTube ad and they're like, man, Kevin, if I turn on to go look at some music and I see your ad one more time, I say, hey, well, you clicked on something that had to do with speaking, and that's why you see me every day. So we literally follow you around. And this is the power of paid advertising, even the organic strategies. So now, 2 words that this entire system is about: predictability and consistency. Predictability and consistency. We teach you how to attract hot leads, target prospects, conference coordinators, meeting and event planners, key decision makers, chair or committee members, with predictability and consistency. That's not the promise, that's the guarantee, period. We teach you how to do that in module 5. So why wouldn't you want to go through and literally binge watch module 5 as much as possible? If I were you, I'd be becoming very familiar with module 5. Like, you can recite it verbatim, because the more you know it, the more you're gonna know how to execute it. And the more you're gonna get more leads and more leads. I see my man Michael got another question. Let me go right to him right now. I just saw it. Okay, moving right along.
Hey.
Michael, yep, I hear you, boss.
Okay, beautiful. So I was tripping the other day when I talked to you, but my website has got 5 buttons, and one of the buttons was services. But for the purpose of what we're doing here, I'm changing that button to programs. So you're going to hit that program button, and then there's going to be the 4 signature programs. Now, looking at your sheet, and how you have the PDF and how to develop these programs, you have that headline. But if I'm going program 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I start at the title of the program as the picture, and then everything else you got, the bullets, the takeaways, the paragraph, the opening paragraph, yes, sir, and I line my website, and I know that headline is something that you have a recipe for, an equation, the 5 words. Is that headline going to be like the top of my programs page? Or in that scenario, do I even have that headline on my program page at all?
Absolutely. Michael, are you looking at the KTR speaker info kit? Are you looking at that template? Is that what you're looking at right now?
No, you had sent a document that basically says headline, and then
Oh,
first program, bullet, bullet, bullet.
the signature program template you're looking at.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Michael, again, I'd like for you to go in order. There's a reason why I'm telling you to come up with the mainstay headline first, because that is what your whole training system or the delivery of the signature programs, that all falls under that. Like mine, for instance, is leadership strategies that magnify success. And then I start breaking out all of the signature programs. The first thing is going to be the first bullet you're going to answer, or the first you're going to plug in the titles to all of your signature programs. It'll also going to eventually double as your speaker one sheet. That's also referred to as the signature program page. And that title is right there at the top. So you're going to plug in those titles, and then the bullets are going to be right under there.
I didn't zoom in on your particular speaker one page, and I need to do that because that'll tie some of my thoughts together between that sheet and your one sheet. But with my website in particular, what I like when you go to programs, there's just going to be programs across a banner, and then under that I should have my web designer put the headline, boom, right there under that, and then my signature programs, because they're a compilation of this overall.
Yes.
Okay, so that'll
Absolutely.
be on my program page.
Yep.
Right as a headline. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And you're probably just going to put an opening paragraph to describe the signature program, Michael, because the key is you're already doing enough talking with the work that you do right now. We want you doing as less talking as possible, and the sales tools got to do all the talking for you.
Perfect.
They're going to help to close that conference coordinator, and that's why we do it like that.
All right. Thank you.
No problem, boss. Anybody else have a hand up? Let me see. I'm going to put Michael's hand down. And okay, we got, excuse me, we have final questions going once. Final questions going twice. Okay, I'm going to do it a third time. And that's it. That's it for questions. Okay. Well, it's been another interesting session. I hope everyone got something out of it. As always, I try to make I don't try. I make the information, work for everyone. Because you're probably going to get there, or you're probably there right now. And this is the reason for the group calls, is that we have a lot of students ask the same kind of questions. So, it's very enlightening for other people when they show up for the group call. And, we really appreciate all the comments, especially the kind words that you leave in school, the text messages that I get with when I'm checking up on a lot of you about your well-being, and, the struggles that you go through and you come out of it are very inspiring to the entire team at Speaker Focus. I mean, I constantly shake my head every single day in amazement of the things that other people overcome. I'm not the only person on this earth doing special things. This is what I love about the speaker industry. It helps you grow in so many ways. And, it really humbles you a lot, because, you gotta get your ass kicked around a lot, before you learn some of these lessons. And, I'm fortunate that a lot of you don't have to go through the struggle as bad. I mean, I'm talking about, I had a lot of sleepless nights and I cried a lot of tears of frustration because nobody would help me. A lot of times I didn't realize either I didn't have the money, or I didn't understand that I should pay somebody to help me, because I was just, I'm self-made. So I don't come from wealth, articulation, education. I wasn't college educated. I didn't have somebody pushing me to go to college. And in a lot of ways that, I wanted to go, but the ball just didn't bounce that way. But I'm thankful that it went the way it did, because it really made me tough on the inside to deal with the stuff that I have to deal with right now. And see all that pain that a lot of you are going through right now. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you appreciate them tears on your pillow at night. I hope you appreciate those top ramen noodles that you were eating at one point. I hope you go back to some of these times. I hope you appreciate that time when you didn't have a place to stay, when your stuff was sitting tree high facing foreclosure. See that pain. I hope you appreciate when you was rock bottom, because you got to go back and get that pain. And that's the very essence of who you become as a speaker, because it's the very reason why it will change somebody else's life. And this is what we do on the Speaker Focus platform. We're all about changing lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, on behalf of the staff at Speaker Focus, co-founder Auston Troyer, Kevin T. Robertson, CEO, we surely love you and appreciate all that you do. Keep the comments coming. Keep the support tickets coming. Whatever it is that you need, we are here to ensure that we are in it with you for the long haul. I love you and have a great evening.